What's up, my good people? How are you? Welcome back to Miss on a Mission. And if you're new here, welcome, and make sure you pause right here, go subscribe and hit that notification bell so that every time we upload a new video, you're not going to miss. How are you guys? A lie that I've been telling myself for the longest time. I've been lying to myself that I need people to help me accomplish my dreams and my goals. In order to make a step, I need someone to hold my hand so that I can be able to make that step. And maybe you're confused. Last year, I wanted to start a podcast. That was not the first time. But this time, I was a bit too serious about it. I was ready. All I wanted was to touch lives through my content. And because of low self-worth, right now I can admit it was low self-worth. Because back then, first of all, I didn't know what that was. Secondly, if you came to me and told me you have a low self-worth and that's why you don't believe you can do this alone, I would definitely cut you off. Like, no. You're just an envious person and you don't want the best for me. You're actually jealous because you cannot do what I am planning to do, so that's why you're telling me nasty things. I reach out to a friend and this gets me emotional. It's funny when you don't believe in yourself, how low you can go, how much you can degrade yourself. I reached to a friend. This friend we schooled together back in high school. Prior to that, we didn't have any contact, we had no interaction, but that is one person I just looked at and I was like, let me give it a try. Back in high school, we were not friends. We were not even acquaintances. We were just classmates. Exchange contact. After about 2 months, we decide to meet and actually catch up. And that happens. Actually, planning to start a podcast. And I would love to have a co-host. What do you think? She's like, yeah, that's okay. And I respect this person. I know we cannot all be on the same level, and it's always good if we admit and we see things as they are. This person didn't match the job. Deep down I knew, no, I don't want her. But since I had mentioned it to her, and because I didn't believe in myself, I was having low self-worth. I don't believe in myself. I don't have the confidence. Yes, I appear confident, but I don't have the confidence. So let me reach out to someone who is lower than me so that if they fail, guess what? I'm going to put the blame on them. We decide, well, because I have the tools, I have the ring light, this is what we are going to talk about. I didn't like it at all, but I pretended to like it. So in my mind, I was thinking, maybe as we continue, I might convince her to work on her addiction, work on her tone of variation. But this wasn't who this person is. We planned the day that we were going to launch our podcast. And we decided the day, everything, how we're going to be dressed, where we're going to launch it at. Just before that day came, she went Mia. She ghosted me. And I'm not freaking out because I think at some point I prayed that, God, please just, don't let this happen. But then she ghosted me. I tried reaching out. She's nowhere to be found. So the day is already here. There is nothing I can do. I don't have the belief in myself to go ahead and start anyway. At that time, I couldn't admit that this is what this is. This is what we call this. No sugarcoating. This is how things are. I decide I'm not gonna do it because, well, it would be better if we were two, and my co-host has decided apparently to ghost me, so I'm gonna work on it later, not now. Eventually, I didn't start the podcast. 3 years ago, I still had the same dream. Up to this date, I haven't yet. This past Saturday, there is a personal project I want to pursue, and I knew for sure I can only get the specific items that I need for this project in town. There is no miracle that is going to make them available around my hood. The entire week, I have already planned my schedule on weekend. On Saturday, I'm gonna wake up, I do this, and at this time, I'm gonna leave home, go to town, get the items, come back home, and I'll be ready to go. Saturday is here. I really wake up early. I'm motivated, remember. I wake up early, but I'm one person who is a homebody. I hate being outside. I'm also the kind of person that we're going to plan something, and when the day comes, I'm going to cancel. And I know I'm exposing myself because I don't want to get outside. And people perceive me as an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm an ambivert. But I think the introverted side of me is very dominant. So I want to be alone most of the times. I want to stay indoors. I don't want to go outside. I hate being in social places. If I am to attend to a social event, I'm sick. I know I'm exposing myself. I'm here being all vulnerable to you guys. Okay? So, whatever I was to do from morning to midday, it's already done. It's 2 p.m. I'm still at home. I drag myself. I'm trying. I'm really trying. And I decide, you know what? Let me get a shower. Maybe it's going to be the push that I actually need to just get out and go get whatever I want. I go get a shower. And in the shower, I'm thinking, by the way, I have put so many goals and so many dreams on hold because I think they can only be conceived. They can only come to life if I have someone by my side. If I have someone holding my hand. And I literally broke down. And I started looking back at the many times I wanted to do something and I had to reach out to a friend and they let me down all the time. I cannot tell you one day it has happened. Every time I wanted to do something and I decided, let me get someone to help me get this thing going, it has never happened. And a shower that was supposed to take 10 minutes max, it was, I think, about 20 to 25 minutes because I started crying, I started thinking, I started feeling not really sorry, but really angry about myself because looking back, if I started some of the goals and dreams that I have, right now I would be somewhere or I would be far, either of the two. And it's when I remembered that if I started 3 years ago a podcast, today I wouldn't be at zero. I would be somewhere. And who knows, maybe I would be somewhere bigger, better than I can even imagine. But because I chose to wait on somebody else, I chose to choose someone else to work with me, it didn't happen. Somehow I was having an argument, a debate, whether to check around my area or I just got to town. But then that was a way of gaslighting myself, really, because I knew for sure if I checked around, I was not going to find it. But I would convince myself. We went to look for it. We went to look for the item. So we didn't find. So it's okay. Let's prolong this and put it to the next weekend. So many lessons, guys. So many lessons came out of that one moment of that incident. I showered and left, went to town. The project has already started. So I can't wait to unveil it first to myself and prove to myself that if only I can push myself a little bit harder, if only I can push myself past the resistance, the fear, self-doubt, I can be so far. One, we're so used to our comfort zone that the thought of even getting slightly outside it makes us feel like we're losing our breath. And comfort zone is a killer of dreams. Two, I want to wait on other people that are not ready. I want to wait for them until they are ready for my dreams and have that as an excuse why I haven't started something or I haven't achieved something. Because so and so, they were not ready. They didn't have the money. They got sick. They were in school. They were furthering their education. So I had to wait for them to finish so that we could start whatever goal I really want to start. And third, I am my worst enemy. The only person that is limiting me is none other than myself. Is no one else than myself. I'm the only person that is limiting myself. I'm scared. Getting outside of your comfort zone is scary. No one, even these people that you look at and they are masterpiece, they didn't start like that. They pushed themselves beyond their comfort zone. And that's why they are what we see today. Fourth, I am the bearer of the vision. I am the bearer of the dream. And so am I the executor of the dream. If I have a dream, if I have a goal, it has been put in me, and I keep on saying this, it has been put in me for a reason. There is a purpose that I'm carrying with that dream, and there is a reason. It is only me that has that dream. And if I delay, and I'm the only person that can execute it in the best way possible, it's going to be taken and put in somebody else, and they're going to execute it. And do you know the story that I'm going to be telling people? Do you know I once had a dream of starting a podcast, and now 3 other people or somebody else has already started while I am seated there waiting to be ready, waiting for the other person to be ready. Someone cannot be invested in your dream more than you are. That can never happen. You have to be crazy about your dream, your goals. You have to be overconfident sometimes. You have to have the faith, a crazy one, and you have to stick to the vision more than anybody else. That's the only way somebody else is going to look at you and be like, let me give it a chance. I see the way they are invested in this thing. Let me give it a try. Let me support them. Let me hold their hand. The other thing, when you start debating, when you start arguing between yourself, whether to do it or not, that's the time to actually get up and get down to business. Don't give yourself a minute to debate about it. For years, you've wanted to pursue this one thing. And this one time now that you feel you're ready, you feel prepared, that's the only time you start debating. Do not give in into that debate. Get up that time. It was really an introspective moment because it got me thinking. It's like it's fear. It's like depression. It's like there is this force that is making you not do what you want to do in as much as you want to do it. So when you feel like you're depressed, when you feel like you can't clean your house, when you feel like you can't start that project, when you feel like you can't start that business, just prove that depression wrong. Prove resistance and fear wrong. Get up. In as much as it's hard, I know how hard it is. Unless you've gone to that extent and you know how much effort it needs from you, you cannot understand. But I feel like most of us, we've experienced resistance and fear. Get up. Don't allow it to win. The minute you give fear a chance, is not gonna let go of you. So don't. And there's so many lies we tell ourselves. I'm not prepared. I don't think I'm ready enough. I think I am rushing things. Am I even... Those are lies that we tell ourselves. Stop lying to yourself. You can do better, but not lying to yourself. There are so many lies we tell ourselves. The money is not enough. What is it going to help me with? I'm not prepared. If it's a business, do I have a market for this? Is anyone actually going to like my products, whatever I'm selling? Why are you debating? Why are you doing that? Just get up. Start your business. Let no one come and say, at least I tried. I opened the business. No one showed up for a month or 5 months. I closed up. Do that. Catch yourself before the lies win. That means when you're lying to yourself. Because let me tell you, when you're lying to yourself. You know it. Deep down, you know, this is a lie I'm telling myself. Catch yourself while you're doing it. And don't let it win. The most important thing, I had an epiphany. If I really keep on gaslighting myself, if I keep on lying to myself, if I keep on ghosting myself, if I keep on bringing my self-confidence, my self-worth, my self-belief, I keep on bringing them down, who am I going to attract really? How am I going to attract the good people that show up for themselves, that are committed, that keep promises to themselves, that trust themselves, that are confident, that do have the self-belief? How am I going to attract better when I'm not better? And you keep on asking yourself, come to think of it, you keep on asking yourself, you keep on asking and wondering, why is it that everyone I meet, they're just liars? We decide to do something, they ghost, they disappear, they don't show up, or they start giving excuses. We start something, they're not committed, so we have to stop. They're always lying. And you start hating them, but it's not them that you're hating. People are incredible. People are good. Humans are complex, yes, but they are incredible things. What you hate in people is, let me remind you, maybe you've heard of this, but you never took it seriously because you've never looked at yourself and thought about the people you attract in your life. You wonder, why do I attract this kind of people? Yet, I want people that are loyal. I want people that are trustworthy. I want people that when they decide to do something, they get committed to it. They are committed to it. I want people that trust themselves before anyone else. Because if you don't trust in you, nobody else is going to trust in you. If you don't have confidence in you, I am not the one that is going to bring confidence to you. You have to work it all by yourself. It's because you are not what you want. If your self-worth is messy, you're going to attract people that are having a messy self-worth. If you don't have confidence, you're going to attract people that are not confident. If you are the kind of person that you want to get validation every other minute, you're going to attract people, friends, that will want you to keep on validating them. You attract what you are. I've read so many books about this, but this one moment, this is what I have been waiting for. I never got it. I just thought these are just philosophers have decided to bombard us with this kind of information. But right now I understand. You decide to do something with your friends, it doesn't happen. Why? Because both of you are not committed. You're not committed to yourselves. You have to be what you want to attract. How am I going to attract someone that believes in themselves? How am I going to attract someone that is committed to self-development, self-improvement, self-growth? How am I going to attract that if all I do is lie to myself that is what I want? I read books and I relax. And deep down, I know I'm lying. And let me tell you, you do not hate people. People that hate me, they don't hate me. They hate something in me that they have not changed in themselves. Let me read it for you. What we hate most in others, we dislike in ourselves. I know we are calling ourselves out in this video. You think you hate me because I am loud. You think you hate me because I am arrogant. You think you hate me because I am proud. Guess what? That is what you dislike in yourself. Some of the things you can change, because if you are proud, you can work on becoming a humble person. If you're arrogant, you can deal with the arrogance and become a better person. You hate people that are bold. You hate people that are able to speak up for themselves. Why? Because you know you can do that and you don't like it in yourself. So that's why you hate that in me. This is simply because the other person brings to our conscious a sense of inadequacy that we'd rather remain unconscious about and disturb our self-complacency. You know, you are arrogant, for instance, or you are proud. You attract people that are arrogant and proud, and that makes you hate them because you hate to bring it to the surface. I'm just being reminded that, oh my goodness, I am arrogant, I am proud. You hate to be reminded. And instead of you taking the time and working on yourself, you start hating on the other person. Actually, when you hate someone, because they are a reflection of you, you should have compassion. Instead of hating them, you should have a lot of compassion because that is you. They are mirroring you. It's like you in somebody else's body. They are mirroring you. And my goodness, this was one of the greatest lessons I learned from that experience. You cannot attract what you're not. Instead of you taking the time and actually understand yourself better and embark on a path of introspection, you're hating the other person. You're just hating yourself. It's your likeness you're hating. That's your mirror. That's you. So let's do better. There is so much I really want to say in this video, but I don't want it to be extremely long. If you forget all the things that I said, don't forget these two things. You cannot attract what you are not. If you want better, truly at the core, at the deepest core of you, where no one else can see, only you and God, become better. Be that better person that you're looking for. Have a moment of introspection and work on yourself. Don't get tired. And it's ugly in there. Nobody likes to admit that I don't have confidence. I am arrogant. I am proud. No one likes those kind of things. No one likes to admit I am lying to myself. Can you even admit that? You can't. The next thing is when you are scared to start something, when you have the resistance, when you feel like you're depressed and you can't start that which you want so bad. Deep down you want so bad, but when it's time, you're scared. You're scared of getting out of your comfort zone. Ask yourself, how much of work have you put into your mental strength? It all comes back to how strong you are mentally. Your mental strength is very important. Work on your mental strength and make sure you are what you're looking for. Until the next video, guys, make sure you've subscribed, hit that notification bell, and above everything, go out to be the best version of yourself.